Hello, hello, hello. We're live. I don't think I'm doing a face-to-face today. I didn't sleep well. My brain's kind of scattered. So I think all I can handle is trying to keep this thing going, keep it together. So if you come in, please say hello and we'll get started. I wasn't sure if you were at Dee Dee Willingham's stream today. She's asking me what I'm doing today, and I said I have no clue, but I did come up with an idea. It's not something new to a lot of people, but it's something new to me. Hi, Dar. Yeah, no Lucy today, I'm afraid. She's downstairs, and I'm still trying to wake up Dar. So hopefully my mouth doesn't do typos like my fingers were doing this morning. Hey, Carol. That was quite the light show we got yesterday. Usually, I don't know about you, Carol, but usually when I see northern lights here, like I'm a bit further north than you are in Canada, they're usually green. But last night they were red, and I was like, are those northern lights? Like, I'm not sure. And then they were moving and they were combined with green, and it was quite the spectacle. So I'm going to show some Happy Mail first, some new art supplies, and kind of what I've been up to. Is the sound okay? I hope the sound's all right. So the first Happy Mail I'm going to show is, I just got this. This is from Raquel, what's her 360? I can't remember, but she colored this. She said her favorite time of year, fall magic, is here. I colored with a pencil and markers. And of course, printer was not cooperating, included an extra sticker, a tad streak, but maybe you could use it as an image or card. Oh, this is a sticker. Oh, I didn't know that was a sticker. Cool. So that's neat. Thank you, Raquel. Carol said, yes, she had the red and green. Oh, I lost my chat. Where did my chat go? Okay. Live chat. Oh gosh. Where's my chat? I'm gonna have to close my app and then open it back up again. Sorry, guys. I saw people coming in and I couldn't talk to them. There we go. Hi, Joanne. Hi, April. Hi, Keeks. Yes, it was very pretty. This is very pretty. And then I've got some Happy Mail from Zandra, Scraps to Beauty. And she sent me some Halloween stuff. This was, I got after I got back. So this is a paper doll that she made. It's like a Wednesday Adam. So I have to add the little arms, and then she kind of dances. And Xander drew this face. She does a lot of Jane Davenport inspired things. And then this cool napkin, a CD case with glitter. And let me get a piece of paper that I can hold stuff up on. Just give me a second. So this is one of her girls. And then some Halloween glitter. It was mostly Halloween stuff. A little bingo card. And then some of her wax seals that she makes. I'm just going to put 4 on here and then I'll bring them up. See if we can get them in focus. So these wax seals, pretty cool. A little bat. Some sort of charm. I don't know. I don't think she made that. A ribbon. Cobweb, a heart-shaped cobweb. She'd given me some of these skeletons last year and I used them, so I'm glad to have more. Oh, my chat wasn't moving. Hi, Star Traveler. Hi, Laverne. Hi, View. Hi, Diane Bell. If I missed you, it wasn't on purpose. And then some, not lace, but it's like a see-through fabric. And this fellow, she'd sent me one of these before and I used him in a collage, so I was happy to get another one. So it's a napkin. It's a napkin. So when you use napkins, you got to take all the layers off. if you want to glue down. I feel like there's an extra layer on here that I need to take off. The best way to do it, yes, a prancing skeleton, is you take the tape. So Dee Dee's shown this before. You take tape and then that helps you get the extra layer off. I think that's all the layers. Is there another layer? Oh, there's another layer. It's 3-ply. So sometimes it's 2-ply, sometimes it's 3-ply. So make sure you get all your layers off. You want to collage your napkins. So there, he's ready to go. And then see this one, I can tell it's single. A cauldron, another napkin. That's cool. And a cool tag with little ghosties on it. And then another napkin. So these are very fun. Very, very fun. Thank you, Xandra. I think Xandra's still in Australia right now. So she must have sent this before she left. It took a while to get here because it wasn't waiting in the mailbox when I got home. I got it after I'd been home for a bit. And some washi tape. Okay, and then I had some happy mail from Janet Young. So we know her as our sarcastic lady. So this is a coloring page that she colored, and it looks very professional, doesn't it? I don't know if all those dots, if she had a stencil to put all those dots on, or if the dots were on the coloring page, but very good job, Janet. And then one of her washi tape pieces, I think this is a washi tape. So she's the one who sent me that washi paper that I printed on. You can print on it with your gel plate or with your printer. So that's a piece of washi. And then some Bugs Bunny tissue, stamp tissue, and a nice fun stickers. Ugh people, that's our sarcastic Dan. I thought the security envelope pattern was pretty cool. And then she sent me a page that I can color as well. Mentally at the beach, physically, unfortunately not. So that's a fun little coloring page. So I'll color that at some point. They look just like me jumping into a pool in the summertime. Oh, the skeletons? You're funny. We'll get to that in a second. First, I'll show, speaking of Halloween and stuff, I didn't have a chance to do any coloring for October because I was away most of October, but I did do this page here when I got back, and I posted this on IG. So that's a little ghosty page. So this is alcohol markers, and I stenciled just with some ink for the wallpaper, and then the textures is all added with the Languo gel pens, except for the ghost. So the ghost is white acrylic paint, and then some paint markers to outline him. So that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. Usually every October I also color in Cute and Creepy by Camilla De Recco. Right, View? I haven't done that this year, so I might still do one of her pages. So I had a lot of fun with that. And what I had done is I actually took a photo of the page and I put it into my Procreate, and I kind of mapped out my colors. And this transparent ghost, I got that from someone. I wrote it in my Instagram post who it was a tutorial how to do this, but basically you just use acrylic paint. So you color everything. Actually, I made notes about it. Let me show you my notes. I'll show you the evolution of that page. Da, 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 da. Okay, so that was my my planning page. And then this was, so you color everything. You have to draw in what's behind the ghost. So I had to kind of draw in where I thought the chair was, you know, how the chair changed behind the ghost. So this is based with the alcohol markers. And then this is adding all the gel pen work on top of it. And then once you've got everything done, then you add the paint. So that's how I did that fun page. I wanted to do that kind of page for a while. If you check out my Instagram, you'll see and also Facebook, who I had sourced for that. Do you guys notice that Instagram sometimes the picture you put is really bright? It's like too bright. Oh, Carol's putting us on the TV. Okay. Hi, Zenjen. Watching on TV, so she's giving blanket hellos to everybody as well. Hi, Sherry. All right, so that was my coloring. And then when I mentioned last week, when I went to Japan, one of the things I wanted to get was this Gansai Tambi Granulating Color Set 2, because I have Set 1. This is the colors in Set 1, and they're called Aurora. Set 2 is called Cosmic. So I swatched them. So they always give the one empty pan, which I think is a cheat. I think it's a bit of a cheat, but anyhow. And then I had put them all out in this palette, but then my palette must have been tipped because all the colors started running together. So I tried to just kind of grab them and put them down. And then I started doodling on this section. I haven't really doodled in a while, so I was practicing. So that's a bit of a doodle start. Using a gold Jelly Roll pen, a black Sharpie pen, and a white Posca pen, like a fine tip one. So I'm going to try to continue that all the way up. But this probably took a while. And then I started over because all the colors had mushed together. So then I did some straight from the pan, and I did these circles. I didn't use the red or the olive in this one. So I didn't use red or olive. I just used these three colors, the blue, green, and violet. And then, so I want to doodle on top of that. And that's inspired by, I would say, Denise Love. She's been doing a lot of like circles. So I think that'll look cool with some gold and black doodles. But I just didn't feel like I was warmed up enough doodle-wise. So that's something I'm working on. Thanks, Joanne. I love doodling. I'm glad you like my doodles. And then if you guys know Cat and Paste, she does a lot of coloring. And several months ago, she said, oh, there's some books on pre-order special right now. And she told me about them. So I ordered them. So they just arrived. They were like $2 each. And I don't usually get the like mythographic type. And then this one, I accidentally ordered 2 of them. So I gave one to one of my son's girlfriends. That's a cute page with a little airplane. So that will be some fun Christmas coloring. I know I don't color like on my channel very much, but I do enjoy coloring. And then this is Mythographic Wolf Moon. Gloria Shugleva. This one was illustrated by Anna Bidot. And this is the Wolf Moon. So it's got, just kind of do a quick little, so some fun little fairy forest, snakes, nymphs, lizards, like wolf with antlers. So I'll bring that a bit closer. So if you're into sort of like mystical foresty stuff and a mermaid, so it's actually pretty varied, which is nice. I was at one of View's lives recently, and she was saying how many coloring books she has, how many was it, View? I don't remember, but I was like, I think I have 30, which I haven't counted yet, but I should count. And I really am trying to not buy any more coloring books because I don't color as often as I'd like to. And then this one, oh, Joanne, you bought this set too. Oh, the granulating set, not the coloring books. Gotcha. And then this is Mangatopia, Baby Animals, a cute and cuddly coloring book illustrated by Daniela Massaroni. So all these books were just $2, I think. This reminds me of Lulu Mayo. So just, you know, that cozy, cute style. This one's got some sloths. So cutesy, cutesy. I enjoy lots of styles. I know some people don't like cutesy. I would love to see Cat and Pace color this page. She's done some bubble tea page in Lulu Mayo, and it was amazing. She would rock. Well, if you see Cat and Paste on Instagram, and she has a YouTube channel, her coloring and the light is amazing. My other favorite coloring people to watch are Dee Dee Willingham, of course, Zucchini Kitty, this other lady, I can't remember her name. Hi, Marty. Nico something. Neko Simi or something. I think I was talking to you about her. This is cute. I'd like to do this page. That's a cute page. I want to put a little sticky on that. Hi, Janet. I showed your happy mail. Thank you very much. I had, you knew that I got it because I posted on Instagram. So this is a cute, cute, cute. If you like cutesy, little capybara. Anyhow, so I got those. So what are we doing today? Okay, so I was thinking between two things. Hey, Dee Dee. And one of the things I was thinking about was paper weaving, which I've never done. I know a lot of you have done it, but I've never done it and I've wanted to. And then the other idea I had was taking these origami shapes that I had done on my cruise and doing some gel prints with them like I had done before. Dee Dee had sent me quite a few months ago some origami paper, and I had folded some up and used it on the gel plate. So I thought that would be option. And I was getting you guys to choose. But then what I decided I would do is I think I'll do like a print of the, let's say the crane, and then do a second print of the crane, and then we'll weave them together. Because that's something I see often, is where you take the same image and you weave them and it makes a cool pattern. So I thought that would be cool. Like we could do blue on green and green on blue and then weave them together. So that's one option. So I think we're going to start with that. And then I have some other weaving projects kind of put aside that depending how time goes. And I know a lot of people do weaving, paper weaving. And one of the people that, and you kind of like, I don't know if you guys, like I see something and like, oh, that's neat. And then I keep seeing it over and over at different places. I'm like, okay, I think I'm meant to try this. So the paper weaving, I had already saved a video by Treasure Books about paper weaving. And she didn't do this, but she did lots of different paper weavings, which I might, hopefully we'll get to. One of the ones is she cuts it in like a curve and then weaves it. So anyhow, should I zoom in a little bit? Perhaps I should. So let's start with a warm up since I haven't done weaving before. Let's do a couple prints. Maybe we should do just thinking what colors. Maybe we'll do the blue, these two, blue and the green with this crane. So this is one that my my brother actually made me on the cruise. I have a nephew who's very good at origami, and he, I have a few things that he's done. So like he did these bunnies one Easter, and I said, oh, can I take that home? Actually, no, I think it was at my house. So This is a bunny that he did. So that's pretty cool. So on the cruise, I did, get a bit more experience with origami. Okay, so let's do 2 prints of the crane. Then we'll weave them, and then we'll try some other weaving things. And like I said, I know this isn't new for probably most of you, but I've never done it. So I thought, let's give it a try. Okay, so like I had done this one. So this one I started with the blue paint. I pressed in my shape, and then I picked it up with this pinky orange. So let's do blue with this green. I wonder if I could pick it up right away. That would be ideal. So perhaps we need a open paint. Let's do the ultramarine blue. Diane said her sister loved origami, also did the tea bag folding spirals. I don't know what that is. Tea bag folding spirals. I'm going to have to look that up. I just need this. I did buy some more colors of Golden Open. I don't know if I showed this before I left. So maybe we should pre-pick. Let's do that. And on this one, should we do yellow? And we'll do open so that we can pick it up right away. Let's do yellow, yellow ochre. Oh no, not yellow ochre. Let's do bright yellow. Hansa yellow, is it Hansa? Cadmium yellow. And then if we don't like the contrast, we can do another one. All right. So I don't need the whole thing covered. I just need a square. But let's get a piece of paper ready. So I hope you guys won't find this too boring. Like I said, at Dee Dee's, I had no clue what to do, what I was doing today. Why is it called open? It's called open because the drying time is open, like it stays wet longer. So that's called open, like open drying time. Slow drying acrylics. So that's why it's called open. All right, ultramarine blue. I can open this up. And because I want to pick it up right away because I want the color of the origami paper to show through. That's why I'm using open so that it doesn't dry too fast. And I'm going to want these facing the same way when I weave them together. So show of hands, who here has done paper weaving before? Now I need to push it down without touching. Ah! It's gonna have a fuzzy tail. I'm trying to push it down. I think my finger touched there. Okay, let's see how that looks. That's pretty good. The end could be a little bit more. That's good. Looks like a crane. Now the trick, I think, is going to be having it centered the same. Hi, Justin. Justin says he's seen it done at a workshop but has not done it himself. Yeah, I've seen it, but I've never done it either. So it doesn't look terribly difficult. And like I said earlier, I didn't sleep great. So my brain is a little bit foggy today. So I didn't want to do anything too crazy. Next week, we'll do something crazy. All right. So there's our print. And we're going to weave together some different colors. Let's put this on a pink one. Diane says she's done it years ago. Now, the only thing, it's going to take a while for it to dry enough for us to weave it too, right? That's another thing with the open paint, is it doesn't dry as quickly. So there's another one. Ah! There's another one. Okay, and then I should wipe this because this is still going to be wet, and I want our next one to be like a fresh color. And I'm not sure how the yellow and the blue, I mean, it's going to be green obviously, but I'm not sure if it's going to be high enough contrast, so we'll have to see. Janet says she's weaved magical papers many years ago. So those of you are wondering what magical papers are, magicals are a powder, like a pigment powder that have, for example, this one here, Teapot Purple. It has many colors of pigment in it. So when you spread it with water and you activate it, they become permanent once dried. So for example, this Teapot Purple, those are all the colors in the Teapot Purple. So I think weaving with magical papers would be cool. Very cool. All right, let's try this. I'm going to try to put it as close to where I had the other one as possible, but we can always, I'm sure we can scooch it around. I'm using a different brayer because I'm sure my other brayer is still wet. I didn't wipe it. So it's going to be pretty laid back, chill stream today. I feel like we're going to get several prints from this one. That's a lot of yellow. Okay, so put it there. And then I'll try to, you might get a bit of blue from the green on here. Okay, let's try that. There's quite a bit of yellow still there, but let's see how it looks. And then I can line it up with the square that's already there. And a fresh piece of paper. Raul! And Raul is organizing the New Year's Eve streamathon. And I told him right away, yeah, I want to participate. And I said, yeah, I'll do New Year's Day at my regular time because that's my regular streaming day and blah, 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 blah. But I must have been looking at the wrong year in the calendar, because when I looked last week, I realized that New Year's Day is actually Thursday. And I usually stream on Wednesday. So I texted him right away and I said, can I do New Year's Eve instead of New Year's Day? Because I actually wanted Wednesday. So yeah, there's that. Okay. So that one's pretty subtle. Ah! So there we go. But I think that's going to look, I think it's going to look cool with this one. But we're going to let those dry. And then we have that, maybe this yellow on orange would look neat. And then we could do, we could weave the other one too. Hi, Gina. The origami crane, I did some origami on my cruise, but actually my brother made this one. So I did not make this one, but they had origami classes and we went to quite a few of them together. I missed that one though. I think I was getting a massage or something. So Gina has been making the origami cranes. Cool. I had done this origami bird. I didn't date this, quite a few months ago. So we're using the origami shapes with on the gel plate, and I'm using these colored origami papers that Dee Dee had sent me. So that's maybe too subtle. It's very subtle. Can't barely see that. Let's add some black. So I'm going to do non-open black, just so you guys can see the difference. I might be quick enough that I wouldn't have had to use the open, but let's just do a little bit of black on here. And I'll just use this brayer. And we'll do one more, just because that's not very. Okay, let's try it again. Where's my clip? So after I'm done here, I'm going to take Lucy for her tootle, her walk. We used to call it tootle so that she wouldn't get excited, but then she learned what tootle means. So she gets excited even when we say the word tootle. So now we just spell it. Pretty soon she'll know how to spell. Janet says, I've used origami as scabby prompt in the past. I may have to include that again. Yeah, it was fun to learn something new. Justin said, that's cool to incorporate your brother's crane in your art. Thank you. Maybe I will give him the paper weaved crane for his birthday. His birthday's in January. So that would make a good birthday card for him, wouldn't it? All right, so that is not the open paint, and actually it did very well. It didn't dry too fast. And I mean, we could have put other, things around, but I thought I would just keep it simple since we're going to be weaving it together. So those two might look interesting together. Or should we do these two together? I'm going to get my heat gun out and blow dry these a little bit. It's hard to remember where center is. Hey, Joyce. Hi, Jackie. So we're going to do some paper weaving. And I thought I've seen a lot of examples where they take a similar image and they weave them together and it looks kind of cool. So we're going to try that first. And then I have some other weaving projects in mind. Okay, so one of the things is to use washi to hold it down, and well, cut it first and then use washi. I'm just looking for, here it is. Oh, so Janet, you came in after I showed what I've been doing with the Gonzag Tambi granulating set. Where did I put it? Over here. So with this set, and you got this set, right? I think you said you got the set too. So this is set 1, this is set 2, and I did some just abstract brush marks, and then I'm doodling on it. And then this one here, I did more of like direct from the pan. I think I like it this way. It goes this way. And then I still have to doodle on those. So you missed that. I thought I'd show you. Okay, so let's cut these. Okay, do you guys agree that these two should go together? The two green ones? I think I'm going to get, actually, I think I might just cut them. Let's do a rotary cutter, because then we can kind of, I'll do this one, because then I can move it. So that goes on this other cutting board. This is a very old cutting system by Stamping Up, and that's an old phone number, so don't worry, you can't phone me. So this goes on like that. And then this way I could move it and have it, yeah. So we'll do that. So I'm going to, I think I'll tape it at the top with some generic washi tape. They look like fossilized bugs. Cool. Well, that you don't have to watch the beginning. That was pretty much it. Yes, they like a lot of water. Okay. I just sort of push that against my sweater to get some of the stick off. So I'm going to cut this one vertically, and then I'll cut the other one horizontally. And I'm not going to cut this one all the way through. I'm going to leave the top connected. One of the videos I watched, that's what they did. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and I think I can use this part to measure it. So maybe I'll do 2 squares. And I tried to put it straight on here. You're going to call, yes. I guess I have to start over here and go that way. And then we're going to use this curved one. Okay, so I'm going to line it up there. I think the red one's smaller. And again, this is an old system by Creative Memories. So one is a bit closer than the other one. So we're going to do the red one. And there's one in between, but I don't have it. So if you watched, no, I think I'll do the blue. If you watched my videos that I released while I was away, thank you very much. There was 4 of them. The first one was grid journaling. And the second one was, what was the second one? What was the second one? Second one was, let me move it to that line. What was the second one? Grid journaling. Oh, bubbles on the gel plate. And then the third one was image transfers to make these Cyclops fashion monsters. And then the fourth one was, a collaged whimsical skull where I used hands that I had done on the gel plate. Oh, it feels like it's ripping. Maybe not. This paper is very thin. I kind of didn't want to use my regular cutter for this because I'm noticing that it is it's tearing. I have to get a new blade. I'm noticing that it's tearing. Well, these are pretty fine strips. I probably should have done them bigger. What we could do is we could go small to big. We could do that. I'm going to progressively go a little bit bigger. And then the weave pattern will change. So that was like to the line and then a smidge. We'll keep doing that. And then to the line and then a smidge, and then they'll gradually get bigger that way. Just because I'm lazy, I don't want to have to spend 2 hours weaving paper. Now, when I do the next one, do I want to do the same thing or do I want to keep them all? I don't know. Okay, so there we go. So we've got small and then progressively bigger. Okay, so this one, I have to cut this way. And I think I want to, what I'll do is I'll cut them one at a time. And then that way I can control, because I think I have to totally cut them apart. So let's do that. Let me take this end. Hi, Kathleen. So Janet, you're teaching Joanne about prank phone calls. That's funny. I knew about prank phone calls, but I don't think I did any. Now I have to be, I don't want to cut this underneath, so I have to move this. Let's move this to, which isn't so hard to move because they're already still attached. Let's move it to here. Oops. And at the end, you glue all your pieces together and you can take the washi off. Okay, so let's move that. I suspect one could get quite lost in this art of weaving. Okay, so I want to cut this way. So I'm going to go like that. Cut here. Actually, I should tape it on the back end. No, where should I tape it? I'll just have to take it off each time and I'll weave it as we go. So I don't want to do too tiny. And then I'm going to want to line up the picture. So sorry, I'm just talking to myself, just sort of trying to reason it all out. So let's do a test strip. Oops, that got stuck onto my, the back of my thing there. I want to make sure they're straight though. Okay. So I'm cutting this way. I'm just realizing when I cut it, it's all going to fall off anyhow. So I do need to, I think I need to tape it on this side. I forgot it's going to come off the other way, isn't it? Can you tell this is my first time doing this? My friend Linda Stamp and Create, I know she did a stream where she did paper weaving, so I'll try to remember to link her stream, her video about that. She is away right now, so. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of go ahead and cut off a piece here, just take that off just to give myself less weaving. I really need to put this over here. I should have, okay, let me just move this again. Just so I can stay on camera. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm probably not going to use this piece. I'm just going to put it aside for now, and then we're going to start using these. I think I'll line the back up with the cut line and then try to maybe do them all the same width. Okay, so that comes off. And then we weave it. So I probably did this as a kid. I just don't really remember. And if we find the contrast isn't very good, I could switch it with the purple one or something like that. Okay, so this goes here. Okay, so let's do a few and see how it looks, and then we can always switch the color, do a different color. Y'all with the tour? So the next one we have to do opposite. See, I don't know if that's enough contrast on this one. I feel like we should do the purple one. Well, let's do a few more and see what we think. Oops, this one's bigger. Okay, I guess we're going to do random sizes on the way down because I made that one a lot bigger. Okay, but this will give us an idea whether we like these two colors together. Okay. I don't think I'm digging it. I'll bring it closer. I think it's too subtle. See that? It's like you can see it, but I think it's too subtle. So I'm going to take these out. And I'm gonna line them up. Let's try with the pink one. Okay. Let's try it again. Redo. I think that'll be more contrast. Okay, so first I gotta square this up on my mat. And I'm not an expert at this, obviously. Oh dear, that ripped. But you don't have to have them straight. You can do them wonky. One that I liked had the pages were ripped. It was really cool because the white edges were quite striking. Okay, let's try to line that up. Yeah, what do kids do at the slumber parties these days? I don't know if they have slumber parties as much as they used to. I think parents are more careful now than our parents were, or than we were as parents. I don't think I'm gonna use that strip, but let's go here. So I'm trying to use the back part of this here. That's not looking straight. Why is that not looking straight? There we go. So these are going to be a lot wider, apparently. Maybe I should cut that one in half. I think I should cut that one in half. Should I? Okay, I'm going to cut that one. I think it's too wide. But then it's going to be... Sorry, I'm talking to myself here. Okay, so let's do... I'm going to cut it here. Hope it doesn't rip. Okay. And hopefully I cut it all the way through. Did I cut it through? Yes. Okay, so that's going to go there. This could go here, but we might just skip those first two. Okay, I'm going to put this one through. So this probably isn't the most exciting thing to do on stream, but if you're watching the replay, just use that fast forward function or the 2x speed. Oop. Over, under, over, under, over, under. And then if you look on Pinterest, you'll see there's like so many different patterns you can do too. All right, so this was at the top. Okay, and then this one is next. So I have to go. It's probably better if I have a, no, I don't have a stick. That would work. This would probably be a good stream to, a good project to do more like as a video. Okay. Oh. Okay, I got to do them opposite. Over, under. Whoops. Oh man. You guys are like, this is painful. But you know, sometimes you just have to listen to your body, and I knew that my body and my brain couldn't really handle a big, huge project today. I just not feeling 100%, and that's okay. You can still create when you're not feeling 100%. So do you guys think I should try to do them all this small size, or should I alternate big, small, big, small? I'll wait. You guys can see that one. There's more contrast there. I think it's going to look better. wait to see if anybody is, anybody have any preferences or recommendations? Should I go alternate big, small? Okay, no one's answering, so I'm just going to make a decision. So I'm going to just vary them randomly. What I could do is no, they're going to fall apart. Justin likes the way they look, big, small. Well, I was too impatient and I'm doing random, big, small, medium, small, big. But thank you for answering. Sorry, I know there's lag and it takes a bit. Make sure I'm doing the right pattern. So I think this would look really fun with some colorful patterned gel prints. And you don't have to have the same image. You can just do different colors. Okay. All right, that one was medium. Let's do a small one now. And I should get faster. Uh-oh, my thing moved. I should get faster as I get used to what I'm doing. Okay, now over, under. So if you guys were at Dee Dee Willingham's this morning, she did a really cool shadow box collage, 3D collage. It was really fun. On Monday, she did these really cool discs with these ladies and added robot pieces to them. So that was pretty fun. Okay, so that's there. And then we'll do big. I think with paper weaving, the possibilities are probably endless, right? And then if this looks stupid big, we can cut it in half. Good contrast. Yes, I agree. And then you can glue the edges. When you're done, you glue the edges down, and then you can cut off any extraneous. Now, because I'm trying to recreate a picture, I'm doing it like carefully, but you can also do it more like random. Okay, I think I'm going to have to go a bit smaller. I'm going to cut this one in half. I'm going to do a tiny one and then a bigger one because they do get, they'll sort of start to push down. I could do like a correction piece maybe. Okay, let me just get that lined up. Let's do that. Okay. Oops. This one got a little bit bent when I was cutting it, but that's okay. All right, let's squish that up. See, it should have a head there. Where's the head? think what I might have to do to get the head here, because it kind of, there's a bit of a gap, I'm going to put this one aside. I might just skip that one and just use this one. Maybe that will line up better because of the gap. Mind the gap. Diane says she's done this with fabric for backs of garments. What do you mean by backs of garments? Like the back of a jacket, or the inside or the back? There we go. See, that's lining up there better. Okay, so now that's going to be a skipper. And then let's go really small. I'm finding I don't like them super big, but I think they look nice for this size. I think this will be interesting. This one's a little bit smaller. Someone's probably yelling at me, "You're doing it wrong. You should do it like this." And if you do want to yell at me, that is fine. Put it, if you're in chat, put it in caps and I'll see it. If you're watching the replay, feel free to make a constructive comment. I'm all for that. I feel like something is amiss. That has to be there. It has to be up higher. Scooch it up. Scooch it up. Okay. Then we'll do does anybody know, like, is it good to do, like, do you need to do like a relieving seam every so often? It looks good, looks cool, but you wouldn't have the patience. So that should go there. But really, it should go up here. You know, I think I'm going to take this out. I think that's going to be a makeup spot. So we started watching Black Rabbit on Apple TV with Jason Bateman, Jude Law. It's kind of like a riff on the bear, the cooking. There, I like that. That looks good. Because then we get like the tail. I feel like that matches better, and then I can scooch that. Okay. And then let's do a thin one. Is that too thin? So you can use scissors to cut. Kathleen says she's done that in the past. Do you mean done like a makeup strip where you take a piece out to account for the weaving gaps? There's probably a word for it. I feel like the next weave we're going to do here is going to have a lot bigger Be a lot bigger strips. I feel my patience. Uh-oh, man. I did it again. I missed one. Do what diddy diddy dum diddy do. There she was, just a walking down the street, singing do what diddy diddy dum diddy do. She looks good, looks fine. All right. That's pretty good there. And then we'll do, not a huge one, but a little bit bigger. Try not to overthink this. Funny, if I hold the top, it tends to be less rippy. Okay, let's go over, under. Over, under. So it's obviously quicker if you go at the bottom and then scooch it up. Just weaving paper. Oh, you've done the weaving paper strips before. Yeah, I think a lot of people have. I haven't. I mean, maybe when I was a kid, I just don't really remember. Hi, Jolu. Okay, and then there we go. That's pretty complete. I like here. I think it works pretty good. All right, and then let's do another little one. And then we'll do a big one. Oop. This paper is very thin. Kathleen said she did it in one of her journals. Cool. We were talking that this is a crane that my brother made when we were on our cruise, so maybe I should attach it to a card and give it to him for his birthday. But the other projects I have in mind, I think we might do in a journal. So this has to go up higher. This is another case where I have to make it a little bit tighter to see if we can get that up in there to the right spot. Sorry, this is so fiddly, not piddly, fiddly. There we go. So I made those just a wee bit tighter so we could get something there. And then we'll make this one bigger. And then that will be the end. We don't have to do the whole square. Okay, so this one over, under. Ah. So do you guys vote the next one? Do we do the ripping or do we do like the curvy one? I'm not going to do the origami one. We're going to do something different. But I will maybe do the other two next time. All right. feel like we need one more strip. We'll do a small strip. Or maybe just an even bigger strip. Let's do a huge strip to ground it. Bye, Justin. I'm probably just going to glue under and then glue it down. Nothing too earth-shattering. And then we'll see how these other projects go. These other projects, like I have them planned. They're not really planned. They're ideas. They're germs of ideas. Germinations of ideas. Okay, there we go. So here's the crane here up close. It's kind of like pop art, isn't it? Like with the colors. This could be lower or moved over a smidge. There we go. And this one could be moved over a smidge the other way. And then this one could be moved up a little bit. And then moved over to the right a smidge. This part's coming off. So this is where we're going to fasten it down. I'm wondering, okay, let me get my glue out before I totally mess this up. Okay, so I'm going to glue it. I think we'll use this glitter glue. Okay, let's see if I can get this glue. Problem with this glue is it doesn't always come out. Sorry, I'm so low energy today, guys. Okay, so I'm going to just glue. It almost came out there. Okay. Oh, it's too much. Nice thing with glitter glue is it does dry very fast. So I think by the time I get these glued down, the other side's probably going to be dry. I think I'll just glue the top ones. I won't glue the bottom part. I don't know if that's necessary. Just glue the top for now, and then we'll figure out. I will glue the bottom one though, because we need to secure it in there. Just going to rotate it. Yeah, this green one didn't have enough contrast. Make sure this is where I want it. Yeah, that one's pretty good. I guess it's too late because the other side's already glued, so it is what it is. The nice thing is that the top is already together, and let's glue these. So anybody here that's done this before have advice for me as a novice weaver? So it's Janet's birthday on Friday, and it's also my husband's birthday on Friday. So today at Dee Dee's stream, I put in number 14 because that's my husband's lucky number. And it was a lucky number for me. My low energy is relaxing to you. Well, that's good. We're just having a zen chill time here. All right, so perhaps what I should do is I should find a card base because this is going to be a birthday card. Do I have let me get an envelope. Let's see. This is card base too small. Actually, that might work. You can just glue it right on here and then trim the edges. Could do that. Let's see. Not a card maker, but I like to try. Let me cut this edge here. Okay, let's try to make it straight. The bottom's a bit, I don't think I glued them tight enough. So the bottom is a little bit splayed out. Oops, it moved. Okay. Then, yes, he's your birthday twin. And he is very cool. I think he's very cool. Okay, so see how I kind of glued it a little off? So let's just try to make it straight and hopefully it won't be too noticeable there. Is that enough off here? I almost have to cut it here, but then I don't have that part glued. Okay, I'm going to cut it there and then we'll have to glue it. It'd be nice to have at least one finished thing. Uh-oh. I have to hold that down. To re-glue. Okay. Re-glue. And King Charles, that's right. I don't really want to glue my mat down. So I gotta do a do over. So there's probably a way to make it so that you keep your paper square, but the paper police are not gonna call. Okay, I'll lift that up and I'm gonna move it here and wipe off my mat. Okay, and then, okay, so that's gonna fit, is it? Yes. I kind of don't mind that this is raw, it's almost like a fringe. And I don't mind that the top is all together, so maybe we'll just glue it as is if I can get this washi tape off. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, is we're going to plop it on like that. I should almost, you know what, I think I should cut this one off too after I just glued it. I just don't like how that's so skinny there. If I do that, okay. One more time, we're going to glue. What I'm going to do though, I'm going to put the washi tape on there. Oh no, I'm not going to because I might rip the paint off. So, okay. So I'm just going to cut it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to glue half of it, then I'm going to cut it. That's what we'll do. And then we'll glue the rest. It's a cheat. We're doing a cheat. So I'm just going to use Eileen's tacky glue for half of it. I'm not going to glue the bottom fringe thing because I like how it's like a fringe. And I don't want to mush it around too much. Let's just squish it. Okay, and then I'm going to take this up here and I'm going to cut it. And then glue it right away before it falls apart. So for New Year's, I'm going to be streaming a little bit earlier than my regular time on Wednesday. That's a bit thick. Just going to smooth that down a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to smush her. So if you want to know how to glue down your edges, I recommend checking out Natasha Treasured Books. She probably did a much better job than I did. I just got to glue down these little bits. But, you know, I don't think my brother's going to mind. I think he'll recognize it, recognize the crane. There. And then this is sticking up a little bit. I should almost put just a bit of glue just underneath that, where I kind of had it. There. All right, so I'll show you guys up close. Let me just put some of these sharp things away. Thanks, Laverne. I don't know, it just sort of happened. So here's our, this was our origami crane. And then this, we just did it twice. We did 2 gel prints onto origami paper of different colors. And then we weaved them together, not in the most expert way, but I think like this piece works good. Like here, I kind of, that should be a bit higher, but maybe that's his eyeball. So yeah, what I could do is I could take some of these leftover pieces and I could kind of glue them on here, but I'm not going to. Okay, so that's our first project, and then we'll put these little scraps in scrap zone and they might end up in something at some point. Okay. Thanks, Dar. Thanks, Gina and Laverne. Thanks, Joe Lou. All right, so there's a birthday card for my brother. I just have to put happy birthday. And then I think maybe some stickles, or maybe just leave it plain. Leave it plain. So we could do something similar with this one someday, but not today. Let's put that aside. All right, so the next thought I had was doing the curvy type. And there was a lot of aurora borealis, or northern lights, up here last night. So I thought, I kind of got inspired and I grabbed out a calendar page that is of an aurora. Like last night, the aurora here, usually it's green, but last night it was really red and pink, and it was with green. It was really cool. I didn't post any pictures because we were in the hot tub, actually. Our pictures were a little blurry, but our pictures were a bit blurry, but it was fun. So I thought I could cut it down to fit into my journal, just like on one side. Maybe we would put it here with our spaceman. Okay, let's cut it. Just going to cut it by hand. I'll just start. And I thought we could do is we could weave it, but have the mountains stay whole. And we're going to weave a jelly print into it. So what about here would be good. Try to cut it straight. And it's a jelly print I've already made in the past. I think I did it on stream, but I don't know. Okay, and then we'll cut this one here. So this is just an old calendar page. And then maybe right about here. Janet said her photos didn't turn out either, but it was amazing to see. Yeah, it was just, I love space stuff. And I was just in heaven in the hot tub, listening to some Coldplay, hanging out with my hubby, watching the Northern Lights in a color I had never seen them before. It was quite something. All right, so we're going to cut it like that, but we're going to leave the mountain intact. And then I thought we could weave in this somehow. Maybe cut them this way. Yeah, we'll cut these this way, also in a weaving pattern, and we'll see how that looks. So I'm going to glue the bottom. But before I do that, I'm actually going to be turning it over, I think. So what we could do is we could do it over on this side like that, and then I can work on it this way. And we're going to do this wavy part here. Treasure Books, she just sort of did it with an X-Acto blade, kind of by hand. But I thought it would be fun to do it. I'll have to kind of move it up and down so it's not always the same curve. So I want the first curve like here-ish. Let's use the red one. Okay, so I'm going to be going from the mountain. And this is just an idea I had. I don't know how well it's going to work. Okay, and then we're going to move this over, and we're going to have to, I think I'm going to have to move this like so that I can move this around a bit more. Move this out of the way because there's more play this way, so we'll do that. Leave it like, do it that way. As long as I keep that together. Okay, so let's see what this does. Then we'll move it, scooch it like that. I'm trying not to overthink the weaves. As long as I don't cut the paper. Because you remember how like the Northern Lights, they kind of move and they dance and they ripple. So I want to evoke that in this mountainscape. Now here, it's going to be harder to, well, I guess I'll just weave it like underneath. Yeah, that sounds, sorry, I'm just working out the logistics as we go here. Excuse me. So I'm going to keep these bigger so it doesn't take so long. I think the scale of the weave, you know, you can adjust it depending on the size of your paper, right? And how many more can we get? Probably get 2 more. I'm looking sideways underneath to see where the blade ends. Then about like that. Oops. Have to hold the paper down. So you could do this by hand. You could use an X-Acto blade. I think. I don't know. Diane said she used to see them in northern BC, miles from the city. Yeah, I definitely used to see them more often when I lived on the acreage. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to glue down the bottom here where there's no cuts. I'm just going to use double stick tape. And then we don't have to worry about it. So this is a way to use your gel prints. We're not, I don't know if we'll do any more gel printing today. We did do a little bit. We talked about open paint. So I'm going to glue it upside down. Oh, that's not upside down. I'm going to glue it that way because my book actually goes this way. So it's kind of like space theme. Okay, let's glue that. Now some looked up paper weaving, and you don't have to keep it square. You can angle it. Okay, well that's where it's going. That's where it wants to go. Okay, and I could use different stripes, right? I don't have to use just this paper, but let's see how this looks. So this looks like a technique where I do a base print. So this base print has the iridescent green, and it looks like the iridescent blue. It looks like these two PBO, high viscosity, blue, green iridescent, and green, blue iridescent. I think that's what the base is. And then these little squiggles, then I put like a fabric or a fine liner pen down on the gel plate, and then you squish your base print down and lift it up, and it gives you these kind of ridges and stuff. So I believe that's what that one was. I think I did this on stream. If I can figure out what stream that was done on, I can link it in the description. Okay, so now do we want to, one thing Natasha did is she just weaved a whole piece. Let's just see what that looks like. She didn't even do strips. She just weaved a whole piece. This would have to be under though. I don't think, I have to cut it a little bit. Let's just get an idea how that would look, just for shits and giggles. Apparently I didn't. Okay, so that would be an option. What I could do is I could cut into that, but I think I do want to actually weave it across. Should we cut this, or should we tear it? I think I'm putting you guys all asleep. Let's turn upside down. Let's go ahead and cut. It's just paper. If we don't like it, we can always do another one. So let's do, where's my cutter? Let's see how this looks. I'm gonna keep it somewhat let's just do one. Let's see how that feels. So that's going to go down to there. So do we want, I think we want this one under. All right, let's try it. But I have to go under here though. How am I going to do that? Maybe we have to cut that and weave them separately. Let's try that. Do that here and then this here. Under, over, under. No, it's, well, yeah, okay. And then this one we do, so that would be, this would have been over. This would have been under. This would have been over. This would have been under. Does that work? I need a longer strip. See, I hadn't really thought this through all the way, had I? Maybe we do that. Let's fudge it. Okay, let's cut it as if it's the mountain. I don't know what I'm doing, but you know. Necessity is the mother of invention, right? An underwater theme would be cool. I like that. All right, well, that's okay. That works. And then we could even put like a little bit here. I think this we're going to have to glue down as we go, especially for this beginning part. Is that right? So that would be over, under, over, under, over, under, over. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just glue those down. This is a bit hard upside down, but that's okay. And then we're going to do this here. Scooch it. Put it under. Okay. And then this one is an extra little piece. We're going to scooch it like this. So next week I'll plan something more exciting for y'all. Hope you don't mind that this is just a low-key and then this here, we're going to cut it. And we're going to glue it. I will love him and hug him and call him George. Remember that from Bugs Bunny? Okay. Thank you, Dar. Yes, check out Treasure Book's weaving video. All right, so the next one, we're going to kind of, let's see. We want to make them not uniform. So let's try that. And they wouldn't even have to be successive pieces of paper, I don't think. I think it's very free. Now we're going to have an issue with this again. So is that there? Or was it like this? I feel like it was like that. It doesn't really matter though, does it? So one of these we're going to have to split. This has to be, this one has to be over. This one has to be under. Let's see. So what if we, I want that closer there. That's going to be under, right? So it's going to be something like that. So I want this to move down. So if I cut here, what happens? Let's move it over and cut. Let's see if we can scooch it in. There we go. And then we can cut kind of approximate the mountain. I don't know if this is working, but I think you guys get the drift. And so let's glue those, and then I could probably turn it around and work right side up. Maybe, yeah, so we're gonna cut that. Okay, so let's glue. 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 Oh, it sounds so repetitive. Glue and glue. Okay, let's turn it over just to get a better feeling. Okay, so how are we liking this so far? I think I need to glue under here a bit. So, yes, from Bugs Bunny, but it originated in the book of Mice and Men. Oh, that is very interesting. I did not know that. How cool is that? Okay, so let's keep going. This one's not going to take so long, I don't think. Where's my thing? Here it is. All right, so hopefully, I don't want it exactly the same, but hopefully it's okay. All right, so this one we're going to go, nope. So we're going to go that way, that way, that way, that way, that way, that way. Let's scooch it down. Let's see. I like it. I think it's kind of cool. I don't know what you guys think. If you guys like that or... Okay, I'm gonna just glue here. I think this one's gonna come together a lot faster than the first one. And what Treasure Books did, which we could do, but I don't think we will, is she also she made like a little template and she went under and then she would cut a window. I actually printed it. So here, so she had her things weaved, different shapes and stuff, and then she'd cut a window. So she would take like a gift card and she kind of angled it so she could scooch it underneath, and then she cut a window. So we could try that maybe on the next one. I'd have to do it before I glue. Oh, this is an old cutting system that is not available anymore, Diane, I'm afraid. It's from Creative Memories, which was an old scrapbooking, kind of like a scrapbooking company. But I don't think they make it anymore. But you could just use an X-Acto knife and just do your own. Okay, so I'm gonna... So pieces here. So let's do, these little pig pieces are driving me crazy. Okay, so let's do one that is, if we turn this over and do that, sure. Okay. All right, so should we cut a window in the gel print or in the, I feel like we should cut it in the calendar. So this would go under. Before we glue it, we will cut a window just to see how that looks. Okay, so if we do that, I think it would be cool maybe to cut a window there. So what she did is she just took like a card. You could take a cutting mat, and then she just, maybe what I'll do is I'll draw it in pencil, or I'll draw it in my Frixion pen so that I know, just do that. We'll go like that. And then I can always use heat to get rid of any extra lines. So I'll do that, and then we'll get an X-Acto knife. Somewhere. Well, I've got this little one. I'm not very good with it though. Try this. This is a Fiskars. And it has a little blade there, and you kind of, I don't know, you do that. I think you do that. Let's try it. No, it doesn't feel right. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to stand up for this. X-Acto knife might be easier, but let's try it. Okay. Then we're going to go. Hopefully my big schnoz isn't on the camera. Some things you just have to get close. I can't see. To angle this. So that's the idea. So I don't know if I love that or not. I think to just kind of do it randomly would be okay. Like maybe we should do one here to have some green through it. Now I would need, what if I just use cardstock and then just put like a strip under? Ideally, I think you would do this ahead of time. Just trying to get some cardstock. That's like a strip. This is a strip. And just need to cut it so that it's thin enough. Is that one glued down? No, that one's not glued. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And then hopefully I won't go through the cardstock. It's pretty thick cardstock. Hi, Beth. We're doing a Aurora themed paper weaving. I had no idea what we were going to be doing today, so hope you guys are finding this somewhat interesting. I should have maybe drawn that one, but I thought I would just go by feel. There we go. That's kind of neat. Maybe it'd be neat to have one there. Can I do one there? No, that one's glued. Oh, Dar. Good job, Dar. Dar found the cutting system on eBay. You rock. I never think to look at eBay. I don't have an eBay account. Okay, I'm going to rotate it back this way. We're going to make another. I'm hoping these are random shapes. If I'm not always doing the same shape. Diane says she would probably put a picture of a photobombing cow in the window. That's funny. All right, this goes over, then under. Oh, I didn't glue this yet. I cut it, but I didn't glue it, so I should glue that first before I put that in. And then maybe we'll do a window. I kind of want to spread them out. I don't want them all together. I think I want that side to be straight though. Beth, I'm sure you've done paper weaving. It's gonna go on the side on that one. You could put words in the openings, like maybe in the green ones I could put, you know, the world awakes, or the power of the sun, or you could do that. That would be cool. Okay, now this one goes next. Okay, so this goes over, under. Okay, let's go to window, a window. Should we do a window here? Sure. And then we'll do a window here, maybe. Maybe we should do, I don't know. Is this too many windows, you guys think? How am I liking this process? For my first try, I think it's pretty good. I think it's, you know, interesting. I kind of went off there. All right, let's do. I have to rotate this. I think I should draw this one. It's going to be just a small window. think it would be cool to do with my own gel prints. I just didn't think I'd have time or energy to do both, so I just used, we made a couple gel prints at the beginning, the origami crane, and then this gel print I already had. Okay, let's glue those down. I wish I could scooch that over a bit. Whoops. And how am I doing for time? I think that's time, isn't it? Do you guys mind if I just go a little bit? I just finished this one. Surprised this took me so long. Sorry, guys. If you need to go, well, obviously you can leave anytime. You're not a prisoner, but I think I'm just going to finish. I want to get this finished up. I don't like that that is, I feel like putting green, I'm going to put some green behind there just so that it doesn't show too much. Dar said, stay till I finish. Well, you're very kind. Let me just grab a green. What's on the other side? Okay, that doesn't matter if it goes through a bit. I'm just going to put some green. For some reason, this kind of got off track. And I don't want it to be... okay, that'll be good enough. Okay, so where were we? Oh yeah, we were gluing. I keep sticking to this washi tape over here. Okay. All right, so that's glued. Excuse me. And obviously this is a calendar page, so I mean, it's copyrighted. I can't sell this. This is just for my own personal journal. Oh, and this one's, I have to pull it that way a little bit. So don't be using images that are copyrighted if you intend to sell things, I guess, is the what I want to say. Losing my voice. Well, thanks, Kathleen. Thanks for hanging out. All right, so we've got a window, window, window. I'm thinking window here would be good. Or maybe we skip this one and then we do a window up here or up here. Over here, or two windows. We do a window in the, let's do window in the gel print. Okay, cool. I think a window in this one might be cool. All right, let's see how it looks. So under, over, under. I could see getting addicted to this weaving process. Okay, and make sure that's over there. I think we'll skip one. I think we'll just glue that and we'll do a window on the next one. So for people that won Happy Mail last week, it is all mailed out. I cannot vouch for the Canadian Postal Service, however. They are still on a partial strike, so I think it's like they do rotating deliveries or something. So I cannot say how timely the delivery shall be. All right, so let's do another one. Let's rotate this again. Let's do, sure, let's do there. And then I think we only have room for like 1 or 2 more strips. Maybe what we should do is we should see. It's gonna be there. I think we just have room for 2 more. Okay, so this is over, over, under, over. Oops, something's wrong. What did I do wrong? Over, under, over. Oh, this has to go under, over, over, over. Okay. And then we'll just have room for 1 more. It'll have to be straight. And so we got a window, a window, a window. Window here, maybe. Let's do a window here. Let's put this under. Bye, Janet. You're probably long gone by now. I just saw that. Okay, I'm going to, and I don't want to go into this part here, so I'm gonna do that and make sure it's well within the strip. Okay, where's my cutter? Oh, shoot, 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 shoot. Forgot to put my card back under. Hopefully I didn't cut that too much. Good thing I realized it when I did, though. Let's see. Well, we cut it a little bit, but I think we can maybe just color it with the marker. Like a little bit of a slice. Let's kind of do that. I'm just gonna color the weight of the paper. There, it's not too noticeable. Okay. tempted to do another cut there and then not do one. Let's just see how the top's gonna look. I also started watching the new season of Only Murders in the Building. I quite enjoy that show. So I have to cut this top one straight. Okay, so it's gonna be like that. And then we're gonna slice that. And then I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna cut here and then leave the top all intact. Okay, so I put this under here. Let's just do marker top one. Okay. So we're done with that. The top cut is probably the hardest one. Then we'll just go down, make sure that's all the way. Cut this here. Probably, if I would have planned on doing these windows ahead of time, I probably could have planned them a bit better. Like one here would be cool. Ooh, you know what? I think we can make that happen because it's not glued down. I just need this under here. Or is it glued down? Or is that the one that's not full? I can't remember. Is that one a full piece? Oh, do I dare? I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me think about that. Okay. I might look at the footage and then decide if I need to add. I might need to add a piece of a gel print here. Actually, I should probably add that. Sorry, I'm all over here. Let's just do that. I'm gonna add this piece. I'm gonna just glue it on top there, and then this here, this little corner needs something too. Just a smidge. I like that. And then this one. Sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm adding this here. So I'm gonna just kind of cut off this edge here like that. And then cut this off like that. Okay, I'm going to glue those on top. I just realized that I just didn't quite have the full weaving effect at the bottom. So this is a cheat. I'm not above cheating on my art. The thing with mixed media is you do whatever is going to work. Something seems wrong though. I feel like There should be a piece here too, right? Like that. There should be a piece there. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do a little piece there. Yeah, something just didn't seem quite right. Okay, we'll glue that on there. And then we'll glue the top one. And I think a quote would be good for this page. Do we do a quote down here? Do we do a quote in the thingies? Okay, so let's glue this. And then the top one, we just have to cut it straight across. Trying to scooch that to the right there a little bit. Oh, I should pull this over. Just a second. Let me just lift this. Just have to move this side. That wasn't lined up there. Okay, let's start on this end. Ooh, it's got dizzy. Thank you so much to everybody for your condolences on the loss of my mother. It was very heartwarming, very touching. I really appreciated it. That's already glued down. Yeah, I like the colors. Blues and greens, they're my jam. Okay, so now we need to cut this one across. So I'm going to, how should I do that? My scissors. Do is I could just trace it. Okay, get my Frixion pen. I'm just going to mark this here and there, and then we'll trim it straight across. Fingers crossed, we're straight across. So I'll just line up those two. Technically, that should be straight. Let's see. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let's see how it looks. Sorry if I'm not talking loud enough. Okay, and then let's decide. I think we decided no window on the top one, right? Let's look at it and see what we think. Okay. A little bit of, scooch that over. Could slice that off a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to look at it on camera to see. I feel like I shouldn't do window there because I didn't slide this down far enough. So it'll show that that's not really, something's a bit off here. So I don't think I should highlight that. So I think we'll leave it like that. I'm just gonna just trim maybe just a little bit off of the top. Just a little bit by hand. We'll just do a little bit. Okay. And I'm sure you guys that are still here are all crafting, doing your own thing, and just hanging out with me. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Let's go scooch this over a little bit. And then there's a bit of a rip there, so let's just do that. And no one's going to notice that I made a mistake there, right? We won't tell anybody. This is not straight. Okay, there we go. Let me turn this off so you guys can see it without the glare. So just have to glue that part down. Let's just glue it, and then I'll grab out my origami crane card. Glue that. Glue that. Glue this. Glue that. And then glue this here. And then we're going to pull that down a bit. Put that up, pull that down. It's hard to keep the consistent tension. And then we're just going to glue. Just going to put some glue here to glue down the top. There we go. And I need where's the pin that goes in this? Here it is. Okay. Now I don't know that I'll put a quote on now or ever, but if anybody has a quote they would like to, let's put this on here so it's not so glary. Turn this light off too. There we go. And here's our origami crane card. Up, there's a quote. Hi, Colleen. Thank you. I'm sure you've done. Does Spider-Man solitaire count as crafting? Yes. Climb the mountains and get their good tidings. Yeah, that's a quote. I was thinking something more like about the aurora, because it's sort of inspired by the big aurora we all just kind of had. There's that better? Less, is that less glary? So this is the origami weaving card that I did for my brother for his birthday. And this is our mountain. I think I'm going to think about a quote. I'm going to look up something about the aurora. I know I did I have done a page about aurora. I don't know if it's in this or in something else. But I appreciate you guys coming to hanging out with me. I'm sorry I went so long. I guess I'm a little bit of a slow weaver. I'm going to zoom out a smidge here. You guys can see the whole thing. There we go. Yes, Aurora coming around again tonight. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to go try to watch it again. So I'm just seeing if my camera zoomed out. There we go. So pretty good, I think, for not knowing what I was going to do today. This is a bit messed up there, but don't look there. Maybe we'll put the quote here. Let's see. If I see a mountain, I just pick up and hike it. Nice. Anyhow, I think I'm going to go, and I will be back next week, regular time. Thanks, Jackie and Beth and Dar and Zenjen and Diane and Colleen for coming in. Congrats on being a new grandma. Very exciting. And Zen and Joe Lou and everybody that was here earlier and watching the replay, if you watched this far. Have a great, great week, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye. I have to take this off and press end. Sayonara.